Hello everyone, welcome to part 7 of ReactJS tutorial, and in this video we are going to learn props in React. Okay, so I am going to explain you about the props, and we need to understand all the concepts before moving to the e-commerce app. We need to clear all the concepts of ReactJS. Okay, so it is mandatory. In the last video we have seen that we able to learn about the components, class and function component, and in this video we are going to do props. But before that, I want to tell you that I want you to follow 5 of my other series that will surely help you in React.js. Okay, so I want that you must follow, like you just open youtube.com/stack developers, and in that you can open the playlist. Okay, so you can click on this playlist at the top. Okay, and after clicking on this playlist, you can able to see all my playlists here. So 5 playlists I want you to follow. It will really help you in React.js if you will follow that. So first one is jQuery basics for beginner. This one where I am moving mouse, jQuery basics for beginner. Okay, so this one, please follow these playlists. I am going to here also will mention. First one is you need to follow this one, jQuery. Okay, you need to sharpen your skills in jQuery. Okay, so please follow this jQuery playlist. Okay, and the next one, I want you to follow the Laravel API tutorial, because lot of APIs we are going to do in this series. Okay, so we have done so many APIs, post, get, put, patch. So please follow this series as well. It will really help you in this project in React.js. Okay, Laravel API tutorial. So please follow this series as well, Laravel API tutorial. Okay, so I want you to follow that. You must follow this one as well. And after that, come here, and I want see this one, git tutorial for beginners. See, this project we are going to push to git, and we are going to deploy there. We are going to make it online with the help of git commands. Okay, so this will really help you. So do this one, git tutorial for beginners. Follow this one as well, git tutorial for beginners. Okay, so this one, git. So another I want you to follow, Laravel API is done, jQuery is done, and I want you to follow this one, create multi-vendor e-commerce website in Laravel 9. Okay, so Laravel 9 series I want you to follow as well, because this one we are going to use, for making the e-commerce app. So jQuery, Laravel API, git tutorial, and Laravel 9. Okay, and also see, bookmark this one, React.js tutorial for beginners, that we are doing right now. Okay, so you can just open all these, and you can bookmark, and it will really help you. See, earlier ones are already done. See, there are just 22 videos in jQuery tutorial and 29 videos in Laravel API tutorial, and you can see just 12 videos for the git tutorial. Okay, not too many. And see, it's currently going on, it's 135 videos so far that you can follow, and also just 4 videos done so far in React.js. Okay, so I hope that you in fact 6 videos are done. I require to I think I not added here, so 6 videos are done. I am going to update this playlist as well. So these 4 playlists you need to follow as well. Okay, so now come to the props. Okay, so we are going to learn the props in this video. So what exactly the props means? First of all, I want to tell you. Okay, so what are props? So props means properties. Okay, so it means properties. Props. Okay, it means properties. Sorry, my uh, now I forgot to write. Okay, so I'm using the keyboard from last 20-25 years, so writing is not that much good. Sorry for that. I hope that all the developers, I know that on the same track. Okay, so see, props means properties, and it helps us to pass the data from one component to the another component. So this is the definition, but I am going to explain you like we make so many functions. This is an example. Like we used to make functions in PHP as well, Laravel as well. Suppose this is the function, and its function is users function. Okay, suppose it is a kind of function. In that we are going to pass the parameters dollar name, dollar city, like this. Okay, or something like dollar data. Okay, so these parameters we also require to pass in rect. So the this props helps us to pass those parameters from one component to the another component. Okay, so we know that we are going to make the components in rect. Okay, lot of components we are going to make. Rect is based on the components itself. Okay, so we are having the header component, we are having the navigation component. Now see, suppose this is the header component. Okay, and this one is the navigation component. So this component wants to send some data to the navigation component via parameter, like parameter, or we can say argument. Okay, so this component want to send some data to the navigation component, and this props help us to send the data. So this props helps us to send the data from here to here. Means data will go with the help of these props from header to the navigation. So it means like sharing between the component, sharing data between the component, passing the data, or we can say the transfer of the data from one component to another, either from the child to parent or parent to child, or between siblings. Okay, so this is a kind of sharing of the data, like we used to do in function, means passing via parameters. Okay, so I hope that props is clear now. Now we are going to do it practically, then it will be more clear. Okay, so I'm going to open the VS Code once again. VS Code, Visual Studio Code. Okay, so you can see that I am already running this file. This is running from the app.js. I want to tell you that we are running in app.js, and the app component is itself is the parent component, in which we are having the other component as well. Okay, so this one I want to tell you, like this app is there. This is our app. Okay, so our main component is the app component. In app component, this one complete is the app component. Okay, app component. In this component we are having the header component, we are having the footer component, like I have explained you earlier as well. This is the middle content component. All these are the child components of the app component. Okay, so if we want to send feature, like app component want to send something to the header, something to the middle content, something to the footer component, then this is possible via the props. Okay, so I am going to do this one. See, I am going to clear a lot of things from here, because this one we are not required right now. Okay, so what I'm going to clear, I'm going to clear everything. Okay, app.js I clear now. Okay, so I will just simply import that rect from rect. Okay, this one is required, always required at the top. Now see, we require the function app. See, this is the functional component. Okay, we are using the functional component here. Return, this is the functional component, and it is the, we can say, the parent component. Okay, and here div. Okay, so inside div everything will come that we are going to write, and here we are going to write like export default app. Okay, this one we always required, like this. Okay, so now suppose this one is the function.js, or we can also do one thing. We can, like, I will copy this one complete core. I will copy and I will undo everything. Why to remove? I am thinking like okay, so I will just rename this file, rename it to old app.js, so it will help us to preserve the data. Okay, maybe we require this data in future. Okay, so I am going to create a new app.js file now. Okay, now what I'm going to do here, I am going to use this one file save as, and here I am going to save it as app.js. Okay, here save, and fine. Now I am going to remove this one, and whatever we have written so far, this one I am going to paste. Now we have the copy for app.js. Okay, we can use it anytime we want. So now see, and also function.js, we can take this one here, function.js, and uh, yeah, fine. So here if I want, I am going to pass something here. So for that I am going to use, I'm going to import here the function, here function component. I'm going to do like this, import function from function, like this. Okay, so here as well I am going to use that function, and it will be end like this. Okay, so here first of all this one will come, this is the function component. Okay, so it is coming fine, like we are doing earlier. Now this statement, we don't want to be static, we don't want to add here static, we want that app will return, this app component will return or will pass or will transfer to the function component via props. Okay, so see, right now we are just simply doing this one. Okay, but we want to pass the data via parameter. Okay, so here how we can do this one, see, inside function we are going to add one test here, test equal to, this is functional component. Okay, so this test we are going to pass here, so I am going to remove this one. Okay, so here it will come from app.js. Okay, so we are going to use the props here. Okay, so we are going to use here the props, so we require the curly bracket here, and also we require the here, see, parameter, it comes as the parameter, props is required in function always. Okay, always you need to do it like this, prop here, and this prop we require here as well, prop dot whatever it is, the variable name, that is test. We are going to see this is function component is coming from app.js. If you are going to remove component or anything there, like this is functional, it is going to update, you can see it is updating. So we are passing via props from one component to the another component. I hope this example is clear to you, somewhat clear to you, that how we can use props in React. Okay, so we are passing the data from one component to another component, and for that we are required to use the props in the same way like we used in PHP, we used in Laravel, the way that we used to pass the parameters, okay, for passing the data from one controller file or model file to the another. Okay, or from getting the data from the database and to show to the view, we generally pass in parameters in PHP or Laravel. In the same way we are doing here. Okay, so later on in the future videos, this data we will get from the Laravel, from the database via API, and then we are going to show here. So that's why we need to understand these concepts, because otherwise means it will too much for us. Okay, so now we are going to do one more function here, like if we want to add one more function there and one more data there, like if I will copy this one, you suppose there is some another function here, we can add here some another function, something like we can do here test1. Okay, test1, and this one, and also we are required to use here function test, and this one I'm going to copy. Here also I will use here test1, and we will write here this is test1 function function. Okay, and here also I think we need to import this function as well. I'm going to check this what it is saying. Yeah, test1 is not defined, so we need to import this one, test1 test1 from function. It is fine. Okay, we're going to see this is the test1 function. See, we import this function from the function file of okay from function.js. This is the function name, and this one we have called here, and we have put the test. This is test1 function, and we are showing here we again use the prop for sending the data to this function. Okay, so like this we can pass the data via several functions, with the help of props. Okay, so now we are going to send the multiple data. Okay, so now we will try to send the multiple data, and for that we will create one more file here. Like I am going to create one new file here, like user.js. Okay, so in this user.js file, what I am going to do, I am going to first of all will write that import rect from rect. Okay, after that we are going to write that function, that function user. Okay, so in this function we are going to return the data once again inside div, and like h1. Okay, so now see this one user I am going to use here as well, import user from user. Okay, so this one done. Now suppose we want to pass the name and address of the user. Okay, so how we can able to do this one, we will do here like I'm going to use user. Okay, and going to pass this name. So I want to pass the name. Okay, so how I can able to do, I will do it in curly bracket. I will do here like data. Under data I'm going to send the name like Amit. Okay, so this one I'm going to close here, sorry, going to close here like this, and this is the way to send the like the complex data. Okay, like here we are sending the simple data, here we are sending the data with the objects. Okay, this data is the object, and this is the value attribute, we can say the attribute as well, attribute and its value. Okay, so so like this we may require to send the data like this. Okay, so here like we are passing the data like this, and now here we need to receive the data, and we are going to display the data. Okay, how we can able to do, first of all we will send here the that prop. Okay, so now here in single curly brackets, here we need to send here, we need to do here prop dot whatever it is, name dot data, prop dot name dot data. So this is the way that we can get the data. We can see export default. Okay, we forgot to add the export default. Here we require to add the export default. Now we are going to check here See, Amit is going there because Amit is here in our data. Okay, so we able to fetch this data from one component and we are displaying in the other component. Okay, we are getting in another component and displaying there. Okay, so one more way, if suppose there are multiple data to send. Suppose I will copy this one and will add it one more time, and here I will add here Ajay. Okay, so now you can see Ajay is also going. Okay, so you can send the multiple data here. Okay, whatever you send, you need to call here once only. Okay, you will call here once only, but you are adding here multiple data here. Okay, anything you can add here John, and see you can simply get. Okay, so as many you can get here Imran. Okay, you can see you able to get here as many data as you will want. Okay, so now one more thing, we also want to send the address. So for address, we will make one more here in the same way. In curly brackets we will send the data, and in data I will send something like 123 Mall Road, something, anything, any address. Okay, so and this one we are going to send for all. Suppose we are going to send this one for every attribute. Okay, for every user. Okay, so we are going to do like this. We are going to change here, like numbers are different for all, and here what we are going to do, one more h1 tag, and that is for the uh, not for the name but for the address. Okay, so we are going to see here the along with the name, address is also coming. This one, name and address, name and address, sorry, name and address, name and address. You can see the name and address is coming. Okay, so you can see we able to get the data in this way as well, and this is possible with the help of props. Okay, so now see, we have added the data in the functional components, and this one is also possible to send the data in the class component. You remember that we have this home.js that is built in the class component. In class component you can see we able to get the render function within the class. Okay, and here we used to get the data inside the render function, inside the return. Okay, we are going to return the HTML code inside the render function. Okay, so now we will try this one. This is the class component, and we want not here static, but we want here with the props. We want here data will be sent from the another component. We don't want to means here we just want here with the help of props. Okay, and this is possible if we are going to use it here. So I'm going to import home now. Import home from this home. Okay, like this. And now what we are going to do, we are going to use the home now, and inside home. Okay, so home, and here simply we will add the test here. I'm going to write this is the home component. Okay, like this. This is the home component, home class component. This is the home component, or we can say this is the class component. Okay, fine, no issue. This is the class component, and now this one I want to send there. Okay, so right now it is going there because it is outputting this one. If I am going to remove this one, then I think it will not display. Now I have removed, see it is gone away, but it will come whenever we will use that props. So now see, now the way is different. Here we need not to pass here in the render or return function, or because there is no function here. Okay, so we directly call it here, and the way we require to call it is the this we required here. Okay, this means whatever it is, whatever data it is coming. Okay, so this dot, then we are required here that props dot, and that is coming here. What is the name? That is the test. Okay, this dot props is required here, and after that we can put here test. Okay, now see, this is class component. We able to send the data from app.js component, from app component to the home component. See, we are not displaying here the data is coming from the app component. Okay, so we are having the data from the app component in the class component. You can see it is the class component, and here we are not passing anywhere that prop we are not passing, but we are using its syntax here, this dot props. Okay, so in the same way, if you want to pass the multiple data here, like I will take one more here. Oh, okay, I'm going to copy this one. Okay, so going to use this one here. Once again, I will use here the home instead of user, and this one now I want to get this one there. Okay, so for getting this one there, here in home, what I'm going to do, I am going to see, going to use this h1 once again. Okay, h2, I going to use the s2 this time, and now see what I'm going to do, in the curly bracket, this dot props. Now this time, what we are going to do here, check this one inside the name then data, name then data. Okay, name then data, name dot data, and one more is there, that is name dot address, and sorry, props address dot data. Okay, address dot data. So let's see, it is working. Some issue is coming here for the first time. We are experiencing issue here. This dot props, this dot props dot name dot data, this dot props dot address dot data. We're going to see name data, what it is here, name data John. Okay, name data. Okay, fine, name data, name dot data, and address dot data. Okay, name dot data and address dot data, it must work fine. See, save, just save the page, and here also refresh once again. No, it is not coming. Okay, we will remove this one. Okay, then we will try, we will remove this one, and we will also move this one. Now we are going to see, now you can see it is working fine. Okay, that is giving issue. We can send one type of data, either this one, either that one. Okay, now we are sending this one. We will also remove this one to check that whether it is working fine or not. Home data is must come. You can see the home data is coming here, John as well as the Imran. Okay, both is coming fine. Okay, and this one we are having the data in the class component. Okay, so I undo now. So both from functional as well from the class component we able to fetch the data. Okay, so I hope that you know now that how we are using the data in the props, and what do we mean by props. Okay, so props helps us to send the data from one component to another component, or we can say it helps us to transfer the data, it helps us to pass the data between the components. Okay, and this is the major role for the props. Okay, so we are going to do something else in the next video, so please stay tuned for that, and do follow, like I have told you, other playlist, please follow, so that you will have some knowledge before we proceed further. It will really help you in react.js future videos. Okay, so that's all for now. Have a nice time. Goodbye.